You wake up with a pounding head, a fever, and a terrible cough. You drag yourself to the doctor's office looking for relief, only to be sent home empty-handed because the illness is a virus. It is a frustrating contradiction. Viruses and bacteria are both microscopic, and they cause the same physical misery. Yet the world's most famous medical tool completely ignores one of them. For nearly a century, we have relied on pharmaceuticals as physical weapons against infectious diseases. We expect a pill to act as a hunter, seeking out the source of the infection. But antibiotics are built to target specific biological locks. Using them against a virus, which has no lock, simply wastes the cure, while giving the world's bacteria more opportunities to adapt and survive against our best medicines. Understanding why these drugs are powerless against a virus requires a look inside the biological machines they were actually designed to kill. An antibiotic is a highly specialized biological weapon. It is engineered to dismantle specific physical structures, like tearing apart a cell wall or jamming the internal machinery a cell uses to build proteins. This makes a bacterium the perfect target. Bacteria are living, single-celled organisms that carry their own internal organs, consume nutrients, and generate their own energy to survive. They reproduce independently through binary fission. One cell cleanly splits down the middle, becoming millions in a matter of hours. Because antibiotics target these universal living structures, there is collateral damage. The medicine wipes out the infection, but it also destroys the trillions of beneficial bacteria in your gut that support your immune system. Bacteria are self-sufficient machines. That physical independence is exactly what leaves them exposed, allowing medicine to track them down and poison them. Zooming down to the level of a virus reveals a staggering drop-off in size. Many are 100 times smaller than typical bacteria. If a bacterium is a basketball, a virus is a marble. Because they are so tiny, traditional light microscopes couldn't even see them. Scientists had to wait for powerful electron microscopes to prove these entities existed. Stripped of everything we associate with life, a virus is not a cell. It lacks organs, it has no cell wall, and it consumes zero energy. It is simply a package of genetic code wrapped in a protein shell. Outside of a host cell, a virus is completely inert. It does nothing. It exists on the very border between a living organism and inanimate matter. Lacking its own biological machinery, a virus must physically dock onto a living host cell and inject its genetic payload inside. Once inside, that viral code overwrites the host's normal functions. It hijacks the cell, transforming it into a microscopic factory forced to manufacture thousands of new viruses. The cycle reaches a violent climax. The overloaded host cell bursts apart, unleashing a massive wave of new viruses that swarm out to infect neighboring healthy cells. We see the reality of this life cycle in pandemic wards. Once those untreatable viral waves start aggressively multiplying inside a human body, they are incredibly difficult to stop. Which brings us back to the failed prescription. Antibiotics fail against viruses because there is nothing to attack. A virus has no cell wall to break and hides entirely inside your own cells, leaving the medicine blind to a phantom enemy. Bacteria survive and reproduce on their own. Viruses survive by turning your biology against you. This requires a different medical strategy. Viral infections must be fought with specialized antiviral medications or by preemptively training the immune system with vaccines to recognize the invaders. The sheer volume of these entities across the planet is nearly impossible to visualize. A line of 10 to the 31st viruses would stretch far beyond the observable universe, outnumbering even the 5 non-million bacteria that populate Earth. Yet despite their fearsome reputation, disease is the exception. Both of these entities are the invisible engines driving global nutrient cycles and maintaining the ecological balance of the planet. Realizing that viruses and bacteria are separate biological worlds isn't just a scientific curiosity. It is the knowledge required to make intelligent health decisions and protect the future of medicine.